me a lifetime of devotion. I second that emotion. Hey guys, welcome. Oh, my phone is broken. It's doing that thing where there's nothing happening when I do that. What is gonna do? How am I gonna listen? How am I gonna do notes? How is there nobody in this room but one like? That is so weird. Oh, 6 people now. It's catching up. I hope my internet stays copacetic because it's raining cats and dogs outside. All right. I ordered room service for entirely too much money, only to get a chocolate molten cake. And my phone is broken, so I had to take it off. This is turning out to be a weird situation. But I want to thank you guys for joining the room. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way. This is season 1, episode 4. You guys corrected me. It turned out that the first episode was episodes 1 and 2 together because each of these episodes are only going to be an hour, thank God. And so episode 1 was 1 and 2. What I thought episode 2 was actually episode 3. And so now this is episode 4. Okay, so my phone is working again. Let's get to my notes. And room service is going to come and interrupt us and most likely scare the shit out of me. So prepare yourselves. You guys, don't forget to check out my merch that I have down below. I have this shirt. It might have this on the back. I had my neighbor make this for me because Teespring, they don't send me mock-ups. So my neighbor's actually going to be making stuff for my Patreon, and I don't know if he has gotten it together yet. I have to see him when I get back into town. So for those of you guys who are waiting on my Patreon people who I told I would send stuff, and I said it was going to be 2 months. Turns out it's about to be 3 months, but I'm still going to send it to you guys. And I want to thank you so much for your patience. And I will send you shirts when I get them made by my neighbor. All right. So thank you, everybody who is in the room right now. Thank you so much, you guys, for being positive, and Lynn J for doing the Lord's work and coming in and being my moderator. I'm sure Tiana's going to be here soon. Yeah, thank you. I had a weird day today. Those of you guys who follow me on Instagram know that I had a lot of anxiety. So yeah, but here we are. Not going to look at the comment section. All right, let's jump into my faves. Jenny and Sumit. They are my faves. Guys, if you have anything to say about Jenny Sumit and you want to talk to me about it, just hold your comments until the end of this because I want to talk about it in detail, but I'm not going to be looking at the comment section, okay? Jenny is waiting at the airport. She has been waiting for Sumit. She got off the 20-hour flight, and she doesn't know where he is, and she's nervous. She's thinking maybe his parents have made him believe that he doesn't need to be with her, and so she just has nothing to do. I mean, she can't do anything. Her phone doesn't work, so she's just sitting at the airport. An hour later, Sumit arrives looking very handsome, and he strolls up to her in his like blazer jacket and a scarf. And I was like, are you in New Delhi? Like, why do you have that scarf on? I love that he's like wearing fall fashions in a like not fall time. I feel like I don't see anyone else wearing blazers in the airport but him. But maybe it is kind of chilly. But he had that scarf on and I was like, was that scarf necessary, sir? But okay, I see you in your fashions. And she says, can I kiss you? And he says, yeah, I don't care. And it's just such a sweet moment. You guys, I really love this couple. Like, I feel like they're the real deal. And there's some stuff that's annoying. But what I love about Jenny is that she is one of the only Americans who have gone to a foreign country or who have interacted with like a foreigner and their behavior and not been like, oh, that's how you guys do it here. She's very open and very accommodating and very like to ask him if they can kiss in order to respect like his surroundings, his feelings. If that were Nicole, you saw how Nicole acted up in Morocco. Like Nicole refused to behave as though she was in a foreign country and she just wanted to bring her American ways and do things her way. And I just am like, I just appreciate Jenny. I appreciate her so much. Okay, so he says yes, he doesn't care. They kiss. And he says that he took a long time to come there because his parents were questioning him. So that BS story he tried to give them did not work, and they kept asking more questions. And because he had tipped off his dad a couple of months prior, or like weeks prior, telling his dad what he was going to do. So when he then switched the story up, the dad had a bunch of questions because he's like, yeah, wait. A couple of weeks ago, you told me you was going to go live with Jenny. And then I told you that was crazy. And now all of a sudden you're moving out to go live with friends. What's going on? So that's what he was doing. And there is this scene of Jenny and Sumit, like they're in full Indian regalia and she's got her hair up in a bun and she looks so good. Did I take a picture of it? I think I did, but I was like, oh, I'm not doing an edited video, so I'm not going to be able to put this anywhere. But I think I did take a picture of it. And if I did, I'm going to show it to you right now. Oh, man, I didn't. Maybe I deleted it. I don't know where it went. But anyways, girl, I thought she looked so cute. Yeah, I don't have it. I thought she looked so cute in that picture. Okay. And then, in that scene where they're doing their like little confessional sitting side by side on the couch, it's so cute. Okay. Let me get my notes up again. All right. And so then, they get into the cab and cause she's like, oh, do we have to get a cab? And he's like, no, I've already gotten a car. So Sumit has already like taken care of everything. They get into the cab. They're very lovey-dovey. She's so excited to see him. She's like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe we're finally doing this. And you guys remember, they have been talking for 5 years. This is the culmination of 5 years of talking to each other online, and then her seeing him that one time when she came to India. I think she came to India for like maybe like a full 3 months, and she stayed with him in his family's house. Like, that's what I find so interesting. She came to India, stayed with him in his family's house for 3 months, so she got to live under the tyranny of them side-eyeing her for 3 whole months in their house. And him just being like, this is my girlfriend. Could you imagine him showing up with Jenny? It's crazy. And so she's like, yeah, Sumit's family has a typical, like a traditional Indian toilet, which is like a hole in the ground and you like squat over it and do your business. And I wanted to know more about that situation. I wanted to know, do they cover it up? Because after a while, it's got to smell, right? So is it an outhouse or is it in the house? And then do they like fill in the hole and dig a new hole? Or do they like move the hole? Like I just want to know. I'm just curious because I don't actually know. And I guess I can Google it, but I wish she had gone into it a little more. She says that so that's kind of what her like baseline was of what she was expecting. They get to the apartment and it's exceeding her expectations. She is very like excited, and it is so wonderful that Sumit says that he wanted to make her comfortable, that he knew she was coming to India and he wanted to set everything up for her. This is like the first person, foreigner, American, whatever, to actually set up a situation for the person moving. Like, what's his name? What's his name? Dolphin? Colt didn't even move out, stayed with his mom, didn't get any furniture, like you know what I'm saying? Like Colt didn't set anything up. Like David and Annie, David didn't even have a home. Who else are all these people? Like Russ moved Powell into his parents' house. You know what I'm saying? Like all these other people just didn't really make space for the foreigner to come live with them and really think about how the foreigner was going to manage. Now, I don't necessarily know how Sumit is going to behave later on, but what I'm saying is that at least everything in the house was new. I mean, he didn't even have to do that. He kept the wrapper on everything. And I just felt like it was such a nice touch for her to walk in and be like, oh my God, you did all this for me? And we have a bathroom and a toilet and there's 2 bedrooms. And he's like, yeah, in case, you get mad at me and I don't have to sleep on the floor. And I'm just like, it was just so sweet. It was just, you guys, those of you who thought Sumit was scamming her, take it back. And then he says that the apartment is very expensive and he doesn't know how long they're going to live there because it's $350 a month, which sounds like a dream. And I feel like they will be able to, between the 90-day fiancé money, that Matt Sharp money, and between her $6,000, like if they budget well, like I think they'll be able to do it. And I don't know if she's going to get like her retirement, if she pull her retirement out, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like $350, like she'll be able to do. And I think that if she gets a job like teaching English or at a call center or something, she'll start to make money as well. I don't think that Jenny's going to get there and act up. I feel like Jenny's going to get there and hit the ground running to live her second life, you know? So I'm just really, really happy for them. So they get to the apartment, she starts to unpack, and she's so excited about like the fact that they get to do this together. And she's like, well, what did your parents say? And she like takes out, while she's unpacking, she takes out this like shirt, and he's like, oh, you can't wear that shirt on the street. You can wear it here, but you can't. And she's like, no, I'm not going to wear this. I'll wear it in the house. This is not for the street. But are you denying? Are you like dodging my question? What did your parents say? And he's like, and he tells her the truth. It's a dumb truth. And she calls him on it. You know, basically he said that his parents didn't believe him. And that it's also awkward. He didn't say this to her, but it's also awkward for him because while he has moved her and him away from his parents about an hour and a half, he did move them to an area in which he has family. And so it wouldn't be that hard for his family to spot her, especially because she's like probably going to be the only like non-Indian person for a while, right? And like if they met her the last time she was in India, they're just going to be like, oh, isn't that Sumit's Jenny? And then they're going to get on the phone and be like, hey, sis, guess who I seen? So he's kind of worried about that happening, which, I mean, it's going to come to a head. And I feel like they're making it seem like Sumit hasn't chosen between Jenny and his family, but I think that he has. I think that he just doesn't want to face it because his parents are really talking about disowning him. And I think that's got to be a very terrifying thing, especially when you live with your parents and it's culture for your parents and you to like stay together, and women only move out of the house when they get married. Men don't move out of the house at all. Like, I think that it's going to be very, very difficult for him to manage if his parents disown him. And I really hope they don't. I mean, they might, but I really hope they don't. Because, I mean, they might, though, you know, like, realistically. All right, you guys, there's 151 people in this room. If I can get some likes, there's 38 likes. Ooh. Hi. Yay.
Would you like me to bring this in?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll take it. And is it on my room, or do I have to pay you?
It's on your room. You just have to sign the copy for me.
Okay.
And then the bottom copy is yours.
The 21% is already on here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Enjoy your night. Thank you.
You too. I literally just paid double for what this would have cost if I had just walked myself down the stairs to get it. You want to see what I got? I was having stressed out. I'm stressed out. It's 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream and molten chocolate cake. I deserve this. I'm going to get back to my regimen when I get home, okay? I'm going to get back to it when I get home. All right, so I don't remember what I said, but anyways, he loves his parents. He loves Jenny. He doesn't know what he's going to do. And, you know, she pulls out this outfit and she's like, do you remember this? And he's like, yeah, I remember it. I just love them. You guys, I just really love them. Yeah, that's it. That's basically it for Jenny and Sumit. So again, for those of you guys who are just joining us, I am not going to be looking into the comment section right now because I need to get through this, but hold your questions and your comments about each couple until the end. And then we can have like a kiki once I give the people who are not watching this live what they want. And then, yeah. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way because this is such a bummer. And it was giving me a lot of anxiety. I'm just having anxiety this week. But anyways, Tiffany and Ronald. I'm not a parent, but I have been in love. I'm also not a fool. And I also am not the kind of person who would take on an addict. Maybe if I didn't have a child, but if I had a child, I wouldn't take on an addict. Not a gambling addict. Maybe somebody who had been clean, because you're an addict your whole life, right? Maybe somebody who had like 3 to 5 years clean from whatever it is that they were addicted to. The problem with certain addictions like porn and gambling is that or like sex, right? Well, porn is not one. Sex and gambling. It's hard, or food, right? It's hard because you're not going to stop having sex, right? You just have to learn to not equate sex and feeling avoiding your life. Gambling, you're always going to have money, right? Whereas like booze, drugs, you can get them, but you don't have to work with them or manage them every day. And that's what worries me about a gambling addiction, because they could have hard times or they could have good times. And he figures, oh, I have enough money. Let me just put $2 on here and see what happens. It's that thrill. And I don't think that that is the environment that you move your son halfway across the world to deal with. Now, if this man were in Boston and Daniel were to not be affected by it because she always had her mother, or they had completely separate bank accounts and lives, but she's planning on marrying an addict who was clean for 2 years. But she says that while she's known him, she hasn't known him as like a clean Ronald. She's only known him under stress and like him lying to her and causing her so much issues. And I'm like, how did you develop a relationship with somebody who was this? And then why would you choose to marry them when I thought he relapsed? I thought he was 2 years clean when he talked to producers, and then he relapsed and went back into rehab for 6 months. Like, also, Ronald is really privileged, right? He's somebody who can afford rehab. Now, I don't necessarily know. Maybe South Africa has some kind of, government services where that kind of thing is taken care of. Like maybe they're more like a socialist country. I don't know. But that rehab looked pretty swanky. And it feels to me that he has some kind of privilege. And there's something about that leads me to believe that he's never really been rock bottom. I don't know this to be true. So these are just my speculations. This is not gospel. But that to me also be with that level of entitlement or with that level of privilege, I feel like he's got a couple more times to relapse. Like I just don't trust it. And Daniel is like excited about having a dad. And I'm like, why would she let Daniel call him daddy? It's like Nicole and Azan. And I don't know if she like proposed that idea to him, because she says that she's usually very like, I don't let my son talk to any guy I'm dating. And I'm like, this sounds like have you dated worse than Ronald? Why would you let this boy, all he wants is a dad? And he's telling his friend Malik, which is literally the cutest the cutest like scene ever. Did you guys watch my Instagram? Did you guys watch the episode? I mean, it was so cute. I was just like, oh, he's like, I'm gonna really miss you. But he's excited because he wants to eat all that South African candy. And then he doesn't know how many, he's taking all his sharks. I'm just so, it's such a bummer. And I don't want to judge her, but I'm just like, oh, shit. Shit. Like shit. Oh God. I hope that she doesn't give him access to her money. I hope that she keeps her money separate. She makes sure that she could survive in South Africa without him. I just have no words. I hope this fucking works out. Because she says the worst case scenario is that she get there, he lets her down, and then she has to move back. And I'm like, that's worst case scenario. Yes, that is worst case scenario. Absolutely. This looks like it's going to melt. This is everything she wanted. This isn't going to be a mukbang, but I feel so good, right? I feel so good. It made me feel so amazing. Whew, Jessie Lee is checking in. Oh, a Los Angelino. You're from Los Angeles, Jessie? I didn't know that. Native Angelino is what I usually say. Anyways. So anyways, that's it with them. I just can't this isn't fun. It isn't fun. Tiffany and Ronald is not fun. It's not fun to make fun of them because I feel like she's just like fucking ugh. Okay. Anyways, you guys, that is it for them. Mom doesn't want her to go. She says Ronald put her through hell. She doesn't know a healthy Ronald yet. She's going to marry him 8 days after rehab. Why can't she marry him 3 months? Like, why can't, if she's going on a tourist visa, why can't she just write out that tourist visa and decide whether or not she's going to marry him? Why does it need to be 8 days? Is there some kind of like sharp entertainment setup that we're not aware of? Oh, I'm sorry, I looked over and someone just said they're from South Africa. So Lauren says, I'm from South Africa and Ronald would have to have family money to go to that rehab. Also, gambling is legal everywhere in South Africa. So a casino is never more than a half an hour away. Just saying. Jeez Louise. Lauren, thank you for that update. We can't talk about them anymore because it's an absolute damn bummer. Okay, so let's move on to Laura and Aladdin. So Laura drops a bombshell on us, girl. She goes to meet and hang out with her half brother or her like adopted brother, Ludwig, and tells Ludwig that she is moving to Qatar. And am I saying it right? Qatar? I thought I heard somebody say it differently and I was like, ooh, am I wrong? Anyways. And Ludwig is like, say what? Say who? Mama say mama sama maku sa what? I have questions. All of my questions are valid. 1, what if he wants kids? 2, is he going to wipe your butt when you get old? 3, what if he gets tired of you? 4, like, why? Why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. She's just like, you're absolutely right. All of these questions are valid. But I already married him, so, and he's like, huh? And we're all like, huh? So I guess when she went to visit him, she had to marry him in order for them to stay in the same room so they could have sexy wexies. And so, like, if I were her, I would have married him too. Listen, I am for Laura, okay? If this shit only lasts 5 years, so fucking be it. Let it last 5 years. She's not a 20-something-year-old with a 5-year-old child. She's leaving behind a 21-year-old son. She been there, did that, done that. And now she's going to have this little ass magic carpet ride adventure. And listen, it's a whole new world and I'm happy for her. Okay. Princess Laura, I am happy for her. Okay. Because she could do a lot worse. Aladdin has got a banging ass body. He married her. They've already had sex. They've already hung out like in Qatar. Have she gone to Qatar or did he come here? I don't know, but they've already hung out. They got like, I'm just like, live this, like, you don't know what's going to happen in 10 years, girl. Live your life. Like, live your life. I say go for it. Go for it. So I'm in full support of Laura and any of the shenanigans that were to occur. She is a grown woman with no responsibilities, about to marry this, about to be 30-year-old. Give me a thumbs up or give me like, let's do this emoji in the chat if you guys agree with me that Laura needs to be able to do whatever she wants to do. She's 50 years old. She's a grown-ass woman. She ain't got no responsibilities. Let her get her little thang. You know what I'm saying? Let her get that Middle Eastern thang, okay? Because he cute. He cute. Thank you. Ooh, Donna Knight. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. All right. I see you guys. Give us a little, if you believe Laura, she needs to be doing whatever she wants to do, girl. I feel you. She a grown-ass woman. She did her time. You know what I'm saying? In Canada, in all of North America, Canada and the US. Okay. All right. So let's talk about dumbass Paul and Karini. Paul! If I were Karini, Paul would have got stabbed in the fucking neck. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about it. So Paul realizes that Karini is pissed about him not coming to Brazil, right? So he gets back to the airport that night, or maybe a couple hours later. He has 2 bags, and then they do a whole introduction of Karini, right? They say Karini is 23 years old. She's from the Amazon, and she's 7 months pregnant. And she's been married to Paul for a year. Karini's looking real cute. She has English classes where for some reason they're teaching her about the word harp, which I want to know how often any of us use the word harp in an everyday sentence. Like, can she learn piano? Can she learn guitar? Harp is like level 3 English, okay? Let's get the bare minimum. Paul is such a nincompoop. He is a nincompoop and a boo-boo to foo, as I've been calling Paul this whole time. Girl, it's lightning and thundering out there. It's raining here and it's like 80 degrees. It's great. You hear it? It's like, I feel like I'm in the Caribbean. Okay. So she's been taking English classes, which is why she's speaking English so well. And it's like so jarring to hear her speak English because for the last 2 times we've seen her on this show, she's been speaking Portuguese. Oh shit, I'm sorry. So do you prefer the harp? So dumb. So Paul is so dramatic. He's like, I'm leaving the US and I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back to the US. Like, you idiot. I'm never coming back. Also, we've also seen pictures of Karini in the US. Like, Paul's such a loser. And guess who else thinks Paul is a loser? Karini's brother. He thinks that Paul is unbalanced, true, and that Paul one moment will be fine and happy, and the next moment he'll be a demon. We saw it happen in the airport. And that he's not going to come there and do what he needs to do to take care of his family. That he's going to like freak out and be weird and whatever. And I'm like, this is all very, very true. Paul has some kind of, he has a lot of anxiety and he has some kind of like, he's like impulsive or something. He's got something and he's not in therapy for it and he's not on medication for it. He's just living at home with his parents at 35 and committing crimes 10 years ago and like working on a farm. Like, he's just not stable. And this is coming from somebody who has mental illness, who suffers from depression and anxiety. I can see it. And he's not aware of it. And this is not somebody who should move to a foreign country where he's bringing bulletproof baby bags because that seems like a good fucking idea. If you're so worried about the circumstances in which you're moving in, instead of you just being like, you know what, I really am worried about the poo-poo water and the like federales and the fucking violence and someone was murdered in front of this apartment. If he's really worried about that, Paul would go get himself a job where he can make $26K a year so that he can bring his wife to the US. But no, he's going to go to a country where he doesn't speak the language and then freak out every other day because of some nonsense. He is going to go to this, he's going to pack her makeup, books and shit, but not pack any baby stuff. And the baby stuff that he does bring is a bulletproof diaper bag. Why? To save the formula? Why do you need a bulletproof diaper bag? What's in the diaper bag that needs to be saved from bullets? Are you gonna, this diaper bag, you're like, I'm being shot. Like, he's so rude too. Like that whole thing about I'm moving to a dangerous area. I'm just like, that's fucking rude. That shit is rude. I think it's rude. It's like racist and rude or something. And it's like very imperialistic. Like, you're gonna go there and you're just gonna be like, oh, I live in a shitty area. Like, and then all those shots, Matt Sharp is like feeding into it too. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. He's the one who like has a restraining order against people, but he's, okay, I can't even. Let me just get some more. Let me get some more chocolate cake and ice cream. It's melting. So he gets there, and while he's in the car, he's just talking all of his nonsense, insulting the area that they live in, which is all that either she or he can afford. And I don't know how she's surviving. Is she working? Probably not. And he doesn't even, she hasn't been answering his phone. So she has no idea he's coming. And instead of knocking on the door, he just enters. This bitch is in the bed laying down, sleeping, 7 months pregnant as fuck, in bra and panties. And he's going to open the front door, walk in, and then not even say, hello, Karini, it's Paul. He's just gonna like boom, beep, boom, beep, boom, beep, boom, beep, boom, beep, boom, and walk over to the door, open the door. It's dark as fuck. And so I'm sure all she does is like peeking from her covers to see this figure in the doorway. I'm telling you, I would have jumped up and stabbed him. I would have gone balls to the walls. Like, I know she's pregnant, but you're not gonna kill me and my baby. About me going down on a fight. He's so dumb, dude. He's such an idiot. And so, oh, I skipped the part where she was talking to her brother. It's so good. It's so good. So her brother's name is Bonnie. He's her twin. They look exactly alike. So is this the same brother? Remember when Paul freaked out and accused her family of stealing? The brother of stealing because he ate food out of the refrigerator? Is this that same brother? He doesn't like Paul. I don't like Paul either. And he says that he knows that how's Paul going to work since Paul won't learn Portuguese and that Paul's not going to be able to take care of the family. She says that he is impulsive and makes unintelligent decisions. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I love him, but he makes it hard. And I'm like, why do you love him? Especially when he gets to your house and he's like, huh, Karini? Are you excited? You excited I'm here? No excited? My mother is muy triste. My mommy is muy triste. But I'm here. Only 2 luggages. Only 2 luggages. And Karini, muy triste. My mommy muy triste. I want 2 luggages. I'm just like, who the fuck are you talking to? Is she a baby? Are you talking to like a 5-month-old that you're like, hi, BCD? He's just so dumb. When I saw the like B&H palette that he probably got from Walmart, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You didn't bring bottles. You didn't bring, I don't know what else. I don't know what she needs, but you didn't have to, excuse me. Like, it's just, she's disappointed and she says that she wishes that he had brought some baby stuff. And he's like, well, I had to fit all of this in 2 bags. And it was 5 things that I had to fit down in 2 bags. And I'm like, why did your 2 bags have to be a backpack and 1 luggage? Why couldn't it just be 2 luggages? Why couldn't you? I just can't. It just like, let me just read my notes because I'm just over him. He's so stupid. Karini is worried that Paul won't step up. He won't be able to provide for the family. He hasn't learned Portuguese. He's unbalanced. 1 minute he's fine. The next minute he's freaking out. She hopes that the baby will make him grow up. It's not going to because it has nothing to do with him growing up. It has everything to do with his mental faculties. Oh my God, she's in her bra and panties. Girl, her titties got giant. I'm like, if I get pregnant, will my titties get like that? Oh yes, please. You don't answer me or respond. And he makes some kind of like bird sound afterwards. It's like, or something. Oh my God, he's such an idiot. I put talking high like an idiot. Books and makeup, bulletproof diaper bag. Oh my God. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about them. We didn't have any of the other couple. Who are the other couple? Oh, Evelyn and whatever. And we still haven't met Davon and the Korean guy. So, yeah. I mean, Paul keeps us entertained, but like sometimes it's so dumb. All right, you guys. So that's the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for rocking with me. For those of you who are not watching this live, you can sign off at this point. Let's have a kiki and a conversation down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Don't worry, guys. This is my last week in Tennessee. I will be back in California on Saturday, and I'm seeing Chris on Tuesday, so there might be a live situation on Chris and me. And yeah, that's it. I want to thank you so much. Don't forget to check out the merch down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. All right, so now those of you who are here in the chat room, let's chat. Because Paul is an idiot, says Rachel. You're right. Carrie E says, I wanted the same thing at Tiffany. It's Amanda Yo says, do the Fala Karini dance. Oh, I just thought a dance as a song girl. Fala Karini, Fala, Fala Karini, Fala, Fala Karini, Fala Karini, Fala Karini, Fala, Fala Karini. Tema says Paul is a damn mess. Stanley says Karini knew that Paul was an impulsive and crazy. She knew, but she's really young. She's only 21 or 20. Yeah, she's like, she met him at 21. You don't know about those things, especially if you're not from the US. Like, I don't know. Do they talk about mental health and maybe in the Amazon? You know what I'm saying? Like, she might not really know. She knows he's imbalanced now, but she didn't know at the beginning. Lucy says Paul had me shook at the airport with his rage. Such an idiot. Right now, how old is Paul? 35 years old. Doesn't make 26K a year. And tried to guilt trip his mom into allowing Karini to come on her dime. I mean, he's mentally young. I don't think he's mentally young. I really think it's anxiety. Like, I think it's anxiety, and he just hasn't been able to manage it because nobody acknowledges what it is. His mom is probably just like, let's pray about it, you know? Stanley says this is so true. Tema says also Paul seems to have no effort to learn Portuguese. Yeah, and I think it's because he thinks, why should he? He's the American in America, and English is the real language of the world. And so anybody else is just speaking gibberish. And he also might be like, oh, it's really hard. Like an idiot. Elijah says, I believe Paul was afraid Karini would be mad not bringing everything, and then he made everything, then made a wrong choice. Elijah's Mimi. Elijah's grandma. Mimi of Elijah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But Paul, that's not an excuse for him. He's an idioto. He's an idiot. It's not about making the wrong choices. He just is impulsive and doesn't know. He's not cognizant. He's just not aware. I had some crazy relationships too. They both need to take a bath. What? Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to read that. I don't know what that means. I agree with you in not processing things. He's anxious and impulsive. Yeah, he's anxious and impulsive. Paul is not getting paid for this show. He is. He's the only one that's getting paid. They get paid, I think I heard about $1,000 an episode, depending on how much I think they're on it. Paul has no coping skills either, says Adrian. I think that Paul doesn't have coping skills because no one around him has diagnosed him. Like, I don't think that anyone is going, oh, Paul actually has a mental problem, because that's what he has. If he has anxiety and depression and he acts impulsively, he needs to be diagnosed with whatever it is that he actually has, be on medication, in therapy, and actively working on it. And he's doing none of those things. So it's not just like a normal guy who just like didn't have enough discipline growing up and can probably like learn. I think it's an actual problem that has been undiagnosed and probably just prayed over. Yeah, it's like I think it's bad. Do we know if he's back in the US? I saw pics of him. People posted that him and Karini were in Walmart. So I don't know if they're here permanently or she finally got her visa and they came to visit. Because that was another thing that Bonnie, who is Karini's brother, said, that like the fact that he couldn't afford her visa is a problem. Like, I'm not like, she could have visited. That's my thing. Like, she didn't even visit the US. And I don't know why. Do you believe that Laura is 51, says Stanley? I can't tell. A lot of times I'm unable to read how old people are. Like, Chris and I were talking about how old Debbie must be. And I said that Debbie was probably in her 60s. And Chris is like, no, I think she's in her 50s. And I'm like, okay, well, if Ginny is 60, then I would say, oh, I see what you're saying. If Laura is 51, that means that she was just 49, and she doesn't look like she just left her 40s. You're right. She doesn't look like she just left her 40s. She has a 21-year-old son. So that would mean that she had him when she was like in her 30s. But the pictures of her when she was married, she said she was married at 8 years, looked like she was in her 20s. So maybe Laura's lying too. But they made her tell the truth about Aladdin's age. So I would assume they would make her tell the truth about her age. I don't know. Because 51, yeah, Amanda Yo says 51 and retired is goals. Stanley says she looks older than Jenny. I can't tell. To me, they look the same. Except for Jenny looks like she's been in the sun. I definitely think that Laura has better skin. Like Laura is like, she looks less wrinkled than Jenny. But Jenny is living in Palm Springs where ain't nothing but sun all the time. Debbie looks like 60, 70. You are wrong. Debbie does not look like 70 years old. Adrian says, Paul seems like he has emotional disturbance or can't co-regulate when things aren't going his way. Yeah, I agree. Swade Jones says, I have the answers, the phone during Laura and Ellen. Did you talk about that grilled cheese? I didn't talk about the grilled cheese. I didn't really notice it, but I saw it on Instagram that people were talking about Ludwig. I actually saw that Ludwig did like a little tutorial on how to make the grilled cheese. Debbie is so in her 70s, LOL, says Mariah. Rachel says, that's what the sun does. I'm sorry. And I think that's what it is. Christine says Laura is Canadian. Yes, I know she's Canadian. Miss Pearl says, can we assume that most people in their generation had kids before or around 30? Yeah, Miss Pearl, I think we can. My parents had me late compared to everybody else in their lives at that time. Kaylin says, yeah, that syrup grilled cheese was something. He put syrup in it? Oh, no, girl. No. I don't want it. Syrup, grilled cheese, and olives? I can do with the grilled cheese and the olives, but the syrup? I just need a little taste before I make that decision. Shani says someone equated that grilled cheese syrup to a budget McGriddle. Okay, then maybe that might work. Yes, Wa. Maple syrup. I mean, maybe it just sounds weird, but but here's the truth. If it had meat on it and it was meat, cheese, and like a little bit of syrup, like a little bit, I think I would be with it. The olives are throwing me off. So it's like, if it had meat, cheese, and syrup, I'd be with it. If it had olives and cheese, I'd be with it. But the syrup with the olives and cheese makes me not with it. Yeah, grilled cheese and syrup is a thing, says Selena. Ketaway says, yes, it's odd, but he was speaking truth, so I excuse it. Aaliyah says, hey, girl, can we talk about how that lady is getting Aladdin and we out here single as a dollar bill? You know what? There is someone for everyone except me. That should be my shirt. Super single. Single AF. There is someone for everyone except me. Quasi says, at her age, 37, it's time to start. After age 37, your time in the sun starts to slow. That's so funny. Paige says, I want to see the Korean couple already. I don't. For some reason, I think I'm going to be annoyed with them. I think I'm going to be annoyed with her. I feel like that extra ass, like, maternity thing and, like, I don't know. For some reason. And, like, when she's like, oh, there's no ranch in Korea. Like, that's the shit that makes me mad. Like, that's the shit that makes me mad. Like, and that's why I appreciate Jenny so much. Because it's shit like that. What do you mean there's no ranch in Korea, my nigga? What? Like, sorry, but like, what? What do you mean? I just hate the ignorance. It's so dumb. That Korean guy is so cute. That's what Mariah said. Rachel says, but if it's good drama, I'm just like, ugh. I like a nice balance of good drama. You know, sometimes it just makes me mad. LOL, farm ranch or sauce ranch. I don't know what farm ranch is. Tiffany says Daniel should have stayed with Tiffany's mother. I agree. Until she saw the situation, and then maybe Daniel could come out there. But Tiffany's mother has a lot of people to take care of. She has Abuela to take care of. She has her 3-year-old to take care of. So, like, maybe she wouldn't have been able to do it. Sway Jones says, well, if you wanted to, you could get an Aladdin. I mean, I want to. What do you mean if I wanted to? Like, someone told me, like, a friend of mine told me that the reason why I'm single is because I want to be. And I was like, the reason why I'm single is because I don't want to be with somebody who I'm going to be mad at all the time. or embarrassed to be around. So you're right. I could be with somebody. I could be with the guy, the hotel clerk, because he's been hollering since I got here. And I'm just like, no. No. And he's been nice, but I'm like, I think fundamentally we wouldn't get along. Like, I think that we fundamentally have different ideas about life and whatnot. I mean, I've chopped it up with him, but like, I want to be able to have a conversation with somebody and be cool with them. I don't want like us to start to have a conversation and then you be like, so why you ain't got no ring on? What do you mean? Because I don't? Sorry, what? Let's just go back to talking about what kind of burger joints I should check out. Paige says, let me go. Get on Tinder then. I am on Tinder. Tiffany is not moving yet to South Africa, right? No, she moved already, girl. She on a plane. Uphold your standards, but keep compassion and you'll find someone who is right for you eventually. Mm-hmm. That cake looks good. What kind is it? It's molten chocolate lava cake with 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. Kimberly says, try the lady pond. What's the lady pond? Shani says, Daniel should not be calling Ronald daddy though. Ugh. Yeah. And they have never physically met. This could be heartbreaking. I agree. Rachel says, oh, she's talking to Tema. Ketaway says, this has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but the therapist, Dr. Jessica, is engaged to that guy that was on the show and is no longer one of the therapists. So there's hope for everyone. Oh yeah, I know she did that. That was on Married at First Sight. Mariah says, I only care about Nickel and Azan. I think Nickel is waking up slowly. I heard some rumors that they may not be on the show after a while because she doesn't actually go to Morocco. Mimi is also, Elijah's Mimi says Tiffany is also pregnant. Is that a spoiler? No, I don't want spoilers. I don't want to know that she's pregnant. Really? Girl, that makes it even worse. When did she get pregnant? When she got there? Because I know it's already filmed, so they're already married, if they actually got married. Girls be getting pregnant like left and right. I have just never been that comfortable with having unprotected sex. So I'm just like, I mean, as an adult, like when I was like in my early 20s, I did, because I was in love, but maybe she's in love with Ronald. I don't know, girl. He's trying to get you to say you're single. Oh, is that what's happening? I mean, I could say that I'm single, but then he's gonna want to try to talk to me, and I'm gonna be like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. I get the vibe from the guy that like he would be cool if we were like coworkers and we got to know each other. Don't you guys think? I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit off topic when it comes to dating. Tell me, those of you who are single or used to be dating, it is easier for me to like somebody for real when I have the time to talk to them. When I have the time to talk to them as just friends, if we just start dating, I cannot stop myself from having expectations. And when they don't meet those expectations, I'm annoyed. So like, example, if I had a coworker who I got to know, took time, like just chopped it up about normal, regular things. And then I eventually started to really like them. And then I found out that they had bad credit. I would be like, you know what? But you're a good guy and you fucking treat me well and we get along and it's wonderful and it's beautiful. So I can help you build your credit. Or you don't save. I'm like, okay, I see the potential in you because we're friends. When I start to date somebody, I'm like, I cannot help but be like, oh, you got bad credit? Or like, oh, you like have to wait till you don't have disposable income, or you know what I mean? Like I all of a sudden, because it feels like the courtship and the friendship aspect of it is put aside, that it's like they have to have all the box checked. And it doesn't have to be all the boxes, but like I'm not as patient. Anyways, that's that. Rachel says, same LOL. I'm 30 and people tell me they're expecting and my first reaction is, oh my God, what were you going to do? And not congrats because, oh shit, that was planned, huh? Yeah, I feel the same way. Elijah's Mimi says, and where's Nicole going to go if the money stops from the show? She's going to stay there in that trailer park with her brother and her mama. Dating coworkers is bad. No, I know that, but I'm just saying in an environment where you get to know somebody. But I haven't had bad experiences with dating coworkers besides them like lying to me, but like not them like, well, that sounds bad, but like I haven't had, it hasn't affected our relationship after that. I've just been like, oh, I can't fuck with you that way, but we can still be friends because I think you're cool. Credit can be worked on. You're right. But like in the initial courting system or bit of it, I'm just like, the reason why it's hard for me is because not that I say I'm like ready to get married, but like I'm ready to have kids. and I need you to have your shit together. I don't have time to wait. That's another thing that I'm like weird about too, is that I don't have time to wait for us to get there with, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. That's great. Under 30, over 30 run. Yeah, I feel like over 30 and you haven't got your shit together. And please don't have kids on top of that. You have kids and bad credit? What's left for me? Leave your emotions out in the beginning. I cannot do that, Lucia. You're absolutely right. I tried to do it. In vitro and a sperm bank. Kimberly, I've been looking into it. It's going to cost me like $5K. So it might be something I have to do. But then I'm like, oh, what if the kid wants to know who their parent is? I'm like, ugh. Why don't you have time to wait, says Patasha, because I'm in my late 30s and I don't know if my fertility is like on the up and up. I don't know if it's going to change when I get into my 40s. I already have fibroids that I have to get rid of. I have one fibroid that I need to get rid of in order for it to be a safe space to even have a baby in. So it's only going to get worse. And my mother had a hysterectomy in her 40s. So I'm just like, am I going to have enough money in my 40s to get in vitro? Who knows? Like the later you wait, the more money it's going to cost for you to conceive. And so it's worrisome. Ketaway says, weed out the bad credit people. Kimberly says, ask a man you know and trust. And that's what I'm going to do, Kimberly. I'm just waiting until I can get this fibroid out. And then I'm going to ask him. Shani says, in vitro is expensive and does not always work the first time either. So you have to consider doing it multiple times. Yeah, Shani, that's exactly what I'm saying too. So I don't have that much time. Flicker the flame. Hey girl, hey, thank you for the Snapchat. How are you? Welcome to the room if you just got here. And sorry if I haven't already seen you, if you've been here. Dating multiple guys at once, like casually, is a good way to keep emotions at a low when getting to know people. Good idea, Paige. I've tried that. It's sometimes hard for me, but yeah, that is a good idea. Do you know who Mateo is? I don't, but I really like that name. Mags, how about an older man? I'm into older men. I'm not necessarily into men my age, but usually older men have kids and then like drama. So that's the only thing. But hopefully if they didn't have kids or drama, if they don't have drama with the baby mama, then it's fine. But I want like 2 kids. So it would be somebody who would want 2 kids. Gigi says, oh my God, it feels like we're the same person. We are the same person, Gigi. Shani says, I've done it once. It's disheartening and I've tried it again. And the process is very emotionally draining. And I feel like, yeah. So I want to try to have a baby naturally first. And the first stop is at operation room to get rid of that damn thyroid. I've already made an appointment. I've already gone through and checked to see how big it was. And doctor said that she's pretty booked this summer, so she might be able to get me in September to have it done. So many steps. Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have anything to say about Jenny and Sumit? Anything that you guys were saying while I wasn't here? I can't have children, but hubby wants to adopt or surrogate. I think that surrogate is cool. Again, you still have to have money. For everything. I have thought about adoption. I have thought about in vitro. I have thought about freezing my eggs. I have thought about, Chris has frozen her eggs. And then it's cost I don't remember how much she said it cost, thousands of dollars, right? And then I'm like, but when you unfreeze them and then have to get his sperm put into it, how much is that? She's like, oh, that's a whole other thing. And that also costs thousands of dollars. So either way it goes, I'm going to need lots of money because no one's just going to give me a child as a single person, even if I adopt, right? As a single person, I'd still have to make a certain amount of money. It's all going to be expensive. So the cheapest way for me to have a child is to have it naturally and have it soon. I want to see Sumit's family. I don't think they're going to be all on the show. What did Paige say? Their relationship is both sweet and off-putting. I like it. Find a dating site like Marriage Minded Singles. That's a dating site? Oh. I don't think you are picky. You're smart. That's why these women over there have such lame-ass men, because they let their hearts lead. Before courting a person, one must use their brains and smarts. Shani says, yes, naturally is the cheapest, and I'm hoping for that to at this point. Jennifer says, good luck, Shani. I really wish you the best. I really, really do. I'm going to give you all of my fertility blessings. Jennifer says, I thought that Jenny and Sumit's apartment was pretty sweet for $300 a month. I agree. Kimberly says, a one-night stand is the cheapest way, LOL. You're right. I'm just worried about STIs, girl. I haven't had an STI my entire sexual life, and I don't want one because I chose to have a one-night stand with some fucker. Rose No says, foster to adoption isn't expensive. Oh, they'll give you a baby? Latasha says, I think Jenny and Sumit is telling, what? It's moving too fast. I think Jenny and Sumit are cute. They look like they love each other. I think so too. I like that Sumit tried to tell the truth to his parents because he was seeming shady. Why is adoption so expensive? Do we not want kids adopted even though shelters are overrun? Oh, are you speaking to the people who've made adoption expensive? I don't know why it's expensive, girl. Page C, foster kids. I was a foster kid, and there's always kids who need to be adopted. Plus, you get monthly stipends. Cece says, does anyone know Mateo? He was just on The Bachelor with Hannah B. He is in paradise now. Sperm donor with 114 kids. Jeez Louise. Tiffany says, yes, I believe these foreign men see dating these older women as a business relationship. Oh. The professional. Seriously, STD free. Girl, I get that safe sex is the best sex. Yeah. Paige says, Carrie says, yes, Paige, and you can usually adopt them too. I'll look into fostering. Okay, good idea. Lauren Fraser says, come to Africa and adopt. But there are a lot of children in America who need to be adopted. A lot of Black children in America who need to be adopted. So as much as I see what you're saying, Laura, and I appreciate it, I think that because I'm an American, I owe it to the American kids first. If it's, yeah. I know that's like up for debate because people love to go to Africa and adopt children or go to China and get children because especially in China when during that time period where they were like giving baby girls away basically because they didn't want baby girls, they only wanted baby boys. But I feel like there are a lot of Black American children who are in the system who need love and help. You can adopt after a year and courts sever parents' rights. Happens all the time. I used to work for a foster care agency. My aunt actually did that. Her youngest two girls, she started them and she was their foster mother and she ended up adopting them. So, and she was single at the time too, but this was like in the early 90s, but that has definitely seemed like something I could do. Lauren says, you never hear about that in other countries around the world. Interesting. You never hear what? That American children need to be adopted? Yeah, it's like, yeah, they really, really, really do. Rose says, yeah, several Black children and not enough Black families trying to adopt. There are a significant number of children in the US that need a home. Kimberly says, you'll find what's best for you. And when you do, I hope you vlog it. Thanks, Kimberly. May want to try the other way. Lots of bachelors on the continent. Oh. Sometimes cultural differences do make a difference, though. Because listen, what you're not going to do is tell me what to do. I already have a dad that I listen to. I was a foster mom in Hawaii. I can't have kids. I'm still in touch with the little girl today. Oh, that's so cute, Carrie. Stanley says, thank you for saying that you want to adopt Black children. Mimi says, abortion has made less babies available. There are way more parents than babies, and parents wait like 5 years or so. What? My mom is a foster parent, adoptive parent recruiter for DCF. There is a need. Oh, are there fine eligible African men who aren't like Michael trying to just take advantage? I don't think Michael's trying to take advantage. I think he loves Angela. Yeah, Stanley, I agree. Stanley says, please, no abortion talk. Yeah, I thought that was like a judgment. And not to say that you're wrong for feeling the way you feel, but, you know. Michael. Really, what girl? LOL. What is that in reference to? We miss music. I've said a lot of things. Would you ever date anyone online or in a different country? Yep, I would. Oh, really, girl? That's what you guys are talking about. Do you think Michael loves Angela? That's what Quasi said. We miss music. Is that what you're saying? Girl, really, girl? Come on. Jennifer says you're gorgeous. You could get way hotter guy than Michael. Thanks. Rachel says, I think Michael is the worst actor. I mean, he took that snail when she spit it in his mouth. If that's not love, I don't know what is. He's dealing with her farts. If that's not love, I don't know what is. Are they still together? Yeah, word on the street. Michael is not hot at all. Oh, I don't think he's hot, but I definitely think he's cute. I don't think he's ugly. He's definitely cute. All right, you guys, we are at 1 hour. I want to thank you guys so much for doing this Kiki with me. I will be doing morning tea. Excuse me. Not this week. No more videos this week. It's Wednesday. She's taking the next 5 days off. But I am going to do, not live. Obviously, I'm going to watch the show on Sunday and try to get something out by Monday or Tuesday. And I can't wait for Michael and Angela to come back for my reenactments. I can't wait to get back into my reenactments. Did I already talk about Dumbass Andre? I did. But that's from a different 90 Day Fiancé. No, no more videos. I'm going to do more videos, but just no more lives for the rest of this week. I just need to get through this week, get home, be in my own bed, my own shower. And that's it. I love my reenactments too. I'm excited to get back to do it. Thank you, Sally. Sally said, you are doing the Lord's work, Wah. Thank you. Getaway says, I like lives. I do like the lives too. At first I was like, really like, oh my God, nobody's going to watch it. But right now there's 334 people in this room, 166 likes. I wish there were more likes, but I really do think that I've cultivated a great group of people. I really thank you guys who come and join these lives, even when I'm feeling crazy and anxious. I took anxiety medication, which is why I'm feeling real good and relaxed right now. So she's going to take a shower. She's going to lay in that bed, get the Netflix going. What are you guys watching on Netflix? I tried to watch Striking Vipers. Like I tried to watch Black Mirrors and I couldn't get through it because it was giving me anxiety. I don't know what's happening in my life. I was like, I just need to watch something like so dumb. Cece says, wow, will you watch BIP? No, Bachelor in Paradise. I don't watch Bachelor stuff. I only watched it 2 seasons because the first Bachelorette was a Black girl, and the second season I watched because I just was like, oh, I'll continue watching it. And then I tried to watch this girl, and I was like, next. Ooh, Outlander girl. I watch Outlander. Mimi. I love me a British period piece, even though it's not British. It's Scottish, British, and American. I love British period pieces. So Poldark, Outlander, I have watched them all. Candle and Bellbrook. I've watched Downton Abbey. And then what I do is I find cast members. Like I've watched, so many. There's a woman there's the guy, the guy with the cane, the butler, or the valet from Downton Abbey. I watched 2 other series that he was in. Like I just Googled him to see what other shows he's been on and then like found them on one of the like streaming services that I pay for and watched the shit out of that one. There was one I watched, North South. Girl, have you guys watched North South? Okay, wait. Do you like British? Do you guys like watch British period things? Anyways, North South, I've watched it twice. That's how much I love it. Oh, I know there's a Downton Abbey movie. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I haven't watched The Tudors. Some of them to me aren't as interesting, but the woman who plays his wife in Downton Abbey, I've watched things that she's been in. I've also listened to audiobooks by her. I wish that I can tell you, I've watched so many British period pieces. Like, I love them. I don't know why. It really does take me out of the fantasy. And I also am like, damn, the British, like, they're, as much as I think of the British as being like the colonizers of the entire world and the ruiners of a lot of things, like, and like the killers of a lot of cultures and peoples, the way that they treated their poor in England was a fucking travesty. And I know that's the way it is everywhere. Like when you have a like a class system, but to watch it and to see how poor and dirty those poor were, like, and then it didn't change and until they like, that's why the plague spread the way it spread. That's why a lot of things happened in England the way it did because of not the caste system, because of the class system. And then finally with like the labor unions and like all of these people standing up and being killed and like the bringing down of the lords and ladies. And now they have a parliament, you know what I'm saying? Like, so England has gone through this crazy changeover that's just interesting from like a human history perspective. But anyways, Discovery of Witches, girl. Yes, ma'am. Read the books twice. Watched the show. Like, yes, I watch all those things. Like, I love it. Love it. Outlander is now available on Netflix. Girl, get into it. Get into Outlander if you guys aren't into it. It's a really good book too. I don't talk about Jay and Ashley. I watched The British Office. I love Ricky Gervais. I watched his show called Derek. It's on Netflix. Hilarious. I love BBC shows too. I haven't watched Chernobyl because I feel like it's going to make me cry. And sometimes I'm not into the tears. I can't be crying, girl. All right, that's it. If you guys want to talk about British period dramas, you just got to let me know because I watch them. House on Bleak Street, Mrs. Pinbury's, whatever. Like, I watch them. I watch a lot of them. The Bronte Sisters movie or like miniseries. I'm watching, what is the one that's on HBO right now? About the lesbian? Union Gentleman Jack. Love it too. Watch Always a Witch and learn more Spanish. All right. I see it there and I'm like, I should watch this. But sometimes the subtitles are so weird. Candleford. Yes. I watched Candleford. Yes. I'm telling you, I've watched a lot of it. The In-Betweeners. That's not period. But yes, that is a British. It's not a period show. Let's see. Poldark 2, Till He Slept with Elizabeth. Oh, you know what? You got to get over that. I mean, that was like, Demelza though, she gave him the coldest shoulder. And she didn't I love Demelza. The fact that she's just like, they want to call her like a kitchen wench or whatever and like talk shit about her. But she's like fighting for her marriage. And Ben tells him like, look, if you want to be with her, then be with her. If that's what you want. Like, I feel like she's really strong for a woman of her day. And she's always telling the truth. And she's always like trying to help the people out. Like when she went to the bank and took her money and was like, I'm delivering my money to these people. You should give your money too. I was like, you get it, Demelza. And when she's working with her little rich friend to like scheme, girl, I love it. And then when the rich friend's baby died and she's just like, I don't know if I can go through another heartbreak like that. It was just good. It was good. Wait, what's Poldark? Did I miss that? Poldark was coming on like PBS. It was on Masterpiece Theater. So every Sunday, and I think for most of the year round, Masterpiece Theater still comes on. I used to watch Masterpiece Theater when I was younger. It's like on PBS or KCT or something. And you can catch it like, so sometimes they'll do modern stuff, but I only watch the period stuff. But look it up, Poldark. It's good. It's good. It's a lot of like, you know, riding on a horse. It's a lot of like scenes of racing on a horse through a beautiful landscape. And you're just like, damn it, they're riding that horse. But that's it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are watching this not live, go ahead and leave me down below your favorite British period piece. And maybe I haven't watched it. I suggest North South. I really loved it. Is Poldark on Amazon? I don't know. It might be. Yeah, Masterpiece. That Masterpiece Theater still comes on. Brought to you by viewers like you. Sponsored by Vikings Cruises. Still comes on. I don't watch Toddler and Tiara. Oh, it is. She looked it up. Okay, yeah, it is on Amazon. So watch it. It's good. Ross might get on your nerves for a while, but he's so righteous. And I think the first like 2 seasons, even the first season is like really good. And the War Leggins, you're just going to want to punch him in his fucking smug face. But like, watch it. Yeah, girl, watch it, watch it, watch it. All right, you guys. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I'll see you next week. I'll do my live normally, like on Wednesdays for morning tea. And then you'll get edited videos for 90 Day Fiancé from here on out, unless I don't have the time. A movie is A Month by the Lake. It's a good period piece. Okay, I'll look for that. A Month by the Lake. All right, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. I'm gonna finish this cake. Yeah.